How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the show. It is Monday night. And it's a great day to be a Monday. Hello from Albuquerque. Albuquerque in the house. And you're on first, I think. You beat Jennifer. You beat Julie. And Adele and Dazzle. Welcome, ladies. Welcome to Monday night. Special night here, guys. Special night. Hey, Kitty. Kelly, you just can't handle any surprises, you know? It is the big 300. You all. You didn't know how you were going to do the next 3 days. You didn't know how you were going to do the next 3 weeks. You didn't think you were going to do another 3 months. But here you are 300 days later. And you are stronger than ever. You are resale strong. Beth, it's my pleasure. You are all resale strong. How's the guacamole? I got some chicken in between. Go, Kitty, go! I love it. I love that your application is in. And because you know, we like special things and you guys like surprises, I thought I'd share this with you. That was on my you know, I talk about my father's pharmacy a lot and my days growing up in the pharmacy and Whitman samplers and everything. And how about that for a picture? How about that for a picture there in the pharmacy? There. There you go. There is a dashing young man in that photo. A dashing young man. Back in my pharmacy days. Hey, Patty, how are you? Ah, Beth is into the guacamole. Homemade guacamole Beth made tonight. It does sound good. I'm down with that. I'm down with that. It is great to have you all here on this Monday night. I forgot my glasses. Hang on one second, guys. There we go. Hey, yeah, Rose, I'm surprised on that too, but some are just double-crossing their T's and I's and dotting their I's, and that's okay, but I'm glad you got it in early. They aren't able, keep in mind that if they're, even though they're taking the applications early from you, they are not, the SBA is not processing them yet. But they've got them all in line so we can get done. And that's great that they're doing that. Hey, Rick, how are you? Thank you. Thank you. Great to have you here. Great to have you all here tonight. On night number 300. 300. My bank isn't either, and that's okay. You know, the way this is going to roll out this week and next, I'm okay that they're getting everything together. We're going to talk about it a little bit tonight. So that's part of what we're talking about tonight. But yeah, we're here celebrating 300. I mean, that says cake right there. Cake, I'm saying. And Adele, you'll like that the vet said today that Max is a cat in a dog's body. I'm not quite sure where that's going, but that is what when I sat down at dinner, they're like, Doc said Max is a cat in a dog's body. And I want you at the head of the line. And Julie's taking cake. I like cake. I like cake. I hustled tonight. I was hustling. I've had a lot. I've been on the phone a lot today. I've had a lot of hustling today. I hustled all the way to drop off one of the cars at Lexus for service, and they said that because they close at 5. They've been closing at 5 since the pandemic, but now they're back to 5:30 in service. So I got there at 4:59. Cake is always yummy. Yes, everything is better with cake. Everything. You got a problem, whatever. But I have cake. You've got, you're surviving a pandemic, but you've got cake. It's okay. It's all good. It's all good. Ladies and gentlemen, we start this program every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is where we start this program. Tonight, on night 300, we are on page 82. 82. Our good morning tonight is, "You're so pretty, I can't look directly at you. You're an eclipse." Good morning. That is our good morning. So let's talk PPP for a minute here tonight. Well, probably more than a minute tonight, because I have had a lot of wigged out emails, phone calls, a little bit of everything. Take a breath. It was suggested that I give breathing exercises tonight. That's not my thing. Meditation exercises. My it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay. So first and foremost, unless your loan is over $150,000, unless your loan is over your original PPP loan is over $150,000, do not apply for forgiveness yet, unless you already have. You can't stop it if you've already done it. But if your loan is under $150,000, do not apply for forgiveness. Some of you may say, well, there's the simple form or something. Mine's under $50,000. That's not really the simple form. There is a simpler form coming. It is not out yet. You do not have to apply for forgiveness to get a second PPP. You do not have to apply for forgiveness to get a second PPP. Okay? That is first and foremost. Okay? And the reason that you want to wait, okay, is one, the form will be simpler. Okay? That is the most important thing, is that the form will be simpler. The second, and that we need to start thinking about, that I need you to start thinking about, is I need you to rethink. The rules have changed. Okay? The rules of the PPPs have changed. Okay? And that means some of the things that we did, okay, to make forgiveness easier, like many of you set up a separate bank account and paid the expenses you intended to pay using PPP funds out of that bank account. Okay? Just because you set up that bank account, just because you paid things that originally you intended under the old rules to pay using that PPP bank account, doesn't mean that that's what you had to pay. Okay? You are eligible, any expenses that are during your PPP period that qualify as PPP qualified expenses can be paid with any funds in your possession, okay? Two government programs for the same purpose, i.e. payroll, okay, at the same time, during the same exact period. So that is the caveat. And under the original rules, it was going to make it really easy to have a separate bank account. Under the new rules that apply to your world today, it's going to be, for many of you, okay, those in the South, it's going to be a little different. We're going to cover later this week the employee retention tax credit in some greater detail. But those of you, there are many of you, I would even be willing to say a majority of you will be able to take advantage of the employee retention tax credit if your PPP spending timeline is correct. And so the goal with your spending timeline is to get it into an 8-week timeline, or as close to an 8-week timeline as you can, so that you used up the funds on an allowable expense, okay? So under the PPP rules, you need to spend at least 60% on payroll. Payroll includes the cost of payroll. It includes state taxes, not federal, okay? So it includes gross payroll, state taxes, not federal taxes. It can include health insurance, retirement contributions, dental insurance, vision. That is all things that encompass payroll, okay? It can include rent, okay? So the 60% is payroll. 40% of your money is on rent and utilities and other allowable expenses, money for PPE, money to get sneeze guards installed in your store, money for some other general expenses. And I actually have a new list of all the approved things. Money for your software, okay? There are so many things that fall into the 40% now that most of you, if you can hit the 60%, so I mean, the real key, hey, I know you Ohioans, you Ohioans and the Buckeyes. I'm not going to get in between you and the Buckeyes. Michelle, enjoy. That many of you are going to be able to take advantage of that. Hey, Nebraska, Angie. But but we need to expedite the time that you spent your PPP. So we can't have, to maximize the employee retention tax credit, you can't have a 24-week PPP. Okay, you won't be able to maximize the credit then. And the credit isn't like a deduction off your taxes. This is cash they send you back. So while I'm not diving deep on that, what I want you looking at is the shortest period of time after the PPP. So this is your homework. Here is your homework. Are you ready for your homework? People love homework. People love homework. I'm not going deep, but what I want you to figure out, and I already think Brad's got your situation figured out on the first part of this, Jennifer, okay, is that you need to know how fast you spent 60% of your PPP. So what is the shortest number of weeks after the PPP hit your bank account that you hit at least the 60% mark in payroll? That is your homework. So your homework for tonight is to figure out the shortest amount of period that you hit at least 60% in payroll after your PPP hit your bank account. So for every $10,000, how quickly did you spend 6 of it? That is your homework. That is your homework, okay? And that is what you need to figure out. Because I will get a list together time from the first PPP. You can get it back. Yeah, don't. If you've already filed your 941, don't worry about it. I mean, it's great if you haven't, but if you've already filed your 941, don't worry about it. We'll still be able to talk it. But that is your homework, okay, is to figure out the shortest period of time that you hit 60% of your PPP from when your first PPP hit your bank account. Okay? That is the important number. Hang on. For my peanut gallery's sake, she was walking the cat. You want to figure out the shortest period of time after the PPP hit your bank account that you spent 60% of it on payroll. At least 60%. The shortest number of weeks from when that hit. That is key, okay, to moving forward. The other 40% of expenses is pretty easy to hit now with the way that it's changed. Okay, with the rules changed. Now I have some lists that outline the other expenses that you can spend the 40% on, and so I will post that because I do want you to have that. But it is pretty liberal. Most of you can hit it on rent, utilities, telephone, internet. It's not hard to hit it. Software expenses, cloud backup services, cloud software. Most of you can hit it with that fairly easily. It won't be heavy lifting for you. So that is the number we need to get to, okay, as we're figuring out your forgiveness. Even though most of you will be able to get streamlined forgiveness, you have to have this paperwork and these numbers in order. You need to have your ducks in a row, even though you don't have to give proof to the government right now, because of the duplication of benefits. We can't duplicate benefits, okay? We absolutely cannot do that. Okay, that is why this is so important. Okay, so that you do not duplicate benefits. But you want to be ready for the next PPP. As long as you are 25% down in any calendar quarter in 2020, you are eligible as a retailer to get a second PPP. And when that window opens up, as some of your banks have already started accepting applications, even though they can't submit them yet, you want to have that together. Again, you want to be able to use if possible, the same time frame that you used in your original PPP. You can use 2020 payroll if it significantly increases your PPP. If it doesn't, use the same period, 2019, as you did when you applied for your first PPP. You need, the 8 weeks is really, it's a minimum spend of 8 weeks. So 8 weeks is really good. If you did it a little faster, there's some calculations we can use, Julie. But the gist is 8 weeks, because under the rules of the PPP, you can't ask for forgiveness for a period of less than 8 weeks. You can ask for forgiveness for a period of anywhere between 8 and 24, but you can't technically ask for a PPP forgiveness for 7 weeks or 6 weeks. So 8 weeks is going to be the real bellwether on this for keeping it simple for duplication of benefits. And your PPP, because you can't take money for the same thing during the same period of time. And that'll be the same with 2021. But again, we're not going there yet. and it's now expected, President-elect Biden is asking business groups what should be in the next relief package. So we're kind of telling them. He wants to write a relief package. I don't know that it's going to get through this Senate, this Congress, but he wants a multi-trillion-dollar relief package. I will help. I am happy to tell him what we think should be in there. More money for small businesses is one of his points, and that's why he's asking business groups like the National Retail Federation and the National Federation of Independent Businesses to submit their what they need. His comment today was, generally that we need to do more, not less. We need to we can't slow this down. And I'm like, yeah, give me a year of payroll. I can do amazing things with that. But that is correct. Your PPP starts on the day of disbursement. Day of disbursement. Technically, you can start it at the beginning of the next payroll, but you really want to start it is to your advantage to start it as quickly as it hits your account. And it's going to be to your advantage, especially with all these other things that are coming. So you have the credit that we're going to talk about. Not tonight, but we're going to talk about it. You got to take a breath and just deal with this PPP stuff. Mixing them too much is too confusing. But there's also going to be a lot of grants. There continues to be a lot of grants out there. States are getting money. So if you have not followed my instructions last night and set up Google alerts for yourself, for your state, your city, your county, and COVID business grants. So wherever you are, okay, if I were in Gurnee, Illinois, I'd be searching for Gurnee, Illinois state business grants, COVID business grants, and I'd set up a Google alert for Gurnee business COVID grants, is what my Google alert would say, so that you're on top of it. There's just going to be too many of them for me to keep up an organized list of what they all are. I've been finding many as I have been on the phone a lot lately, and it was nice. I enjoy talking to you all. So I mean, while it was nice when my phone wasn't ringing for a little bit, I really do enjoy talking with y'all. There's just too many different grants, but I found so many that are current, that are new, in just talking to many of you the last few days. So it is so important that you stay on top of that, because there's some good stuff out there to help get you to the other side that many of you will qualify for. Again, don't disqualify yourself. Don't disqualify yourself. Let somebody else tell you no. That's okay. Let somebody else say, nope, she didn't qualify. No, you don't qualify. But they might just say, hey, I want to send you money. And if they do, that's okay. Send them your routing number and bank account number. It's okay. Okay? These are things that are okay. So don't worry about that. If they are, if you get asked that, that's okay. But keep an eye on that, because it is getting very local. Okay, I mean, right down to community organizations that are spending out the money, county governments, chambers of commerce. Every area, every state is different. Everyone is different. I just can't stress that enough, that every area is different. And so make sure you're following that, and that's where a Google alert is your best friend on that, okay, and that you're applying, okay, because I want you to get to the other side. I want you to have the grants available to you. You know, when the new PPP forgiveness form comes out, I will be first to tell you about it, and we will cover it in detail. But until then, if your loan is below $150,000, do not worry about the actual forgiveness beyond the homework that I gave you tonight. Okay? Do not worry about doing the long form forgiveness. Do not do it. Okay? Even if your banker sends it to you, do not do it. Your life is going to get easier. And I don't want you pigeonholed by the piece of paperwork. So the current forms really lock you into exactly where that was, where you have flexibility under the new rules of how that money was spent. So I don't want you locked into the way the old rules were, because the new rules benefit you. And that's important. The way the new rules are benefits you. It's changed a lot. I mean, in 300 nights, it's changed a lot. Okay? This program has changed a lot. The rules have changed a lot. Ultimately, you've changed a lot. And this is all benefiting you. Okay? You guys are getting better. Okay? And I am very proud of you and very proud of where you are and how you're standing here on night 300. It is truly amazing. You guys are truly awesome. I can't say enough. I can't say enough about it, because I'm very, very proud of where we're at. Very, very proud of where we're at. But I also want you to take a breath, because just like in a marathon, you got to breathe, you got to hydrate. Okay, we got to keep going. That's why the self-care is important. Okay, we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. We're going to get there. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know, this video and everything I talk about, all of the other 299 episodes, and even this episode, episode number 300, go over to narcs.org/resalestrong. By noon the very next day. narcs.org/resalestrong. By noon the very next day is where you find it all. That's where you find all the information, everything that I talk about, and a direct link to the YouTube channel. And ring the bell so you know when a new one drops. You can also share it with everybody you know in business, so we can help everybody get to the other side of this. We want to help everybody. Butcher, baker, candlestick maker, whatever their vocation is, we want to help them get to the other side. I am here every night live in the NARTS private Facebook group at more 8 than ish live every night. If you have a question in between, you just email me, Neil, Neil at ECIstores.com, Neil at ECIstores.com. We start this program every night, with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book is how we cover this program every night. Tonight, we are on page 82, if you were not here at the top of the program. Ooh, our binding's getting a little unbinding a little bit. We're stretching it a little bit. Stretching this book. Stretching, Lin-Manuel Miranda. Our good morning today is, you're so pretty I can't look directly at you. You're an eclipse. Good morning. Our good night tonight is, the sun is gone, but you remain. Undimmed and glorious. Good night. There's your graphics, folks. One more look at that picture for you. I don't know where you're going to find another picture like that. What a good-looking guy there. What a good-looking guy in that picture. I'm just saying. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a cake party. A cake party? Can we have one of those? Maybe. Maybe. Well, night 300 is in the books, and we keep going. You keep going. Yes, you do. I'll be back here tomorrow night at more 8 than ish, and until then, yes, you're not alone running this store. Have a great night, everybody. I'll see you tomorrow night.